As we've been telling these stories of legacy this year, one person that we want to make sure we don't forget is Ron Jones, the legendary Ron Jones. He was a teacher here and a band director. He started working here in the early 60s, and he has shaped so much of this place, the culture in this place. We had the chance to check in with a few people this week to hear some stories about Ron Jones. Take a look.
Recently, we went to a competition in Napa, and I got all the judges together, and they were all able to identify how, in some way, they're impacted by Ron Jones' coaching tree. There was a reunion recently of all of his students from almost about 45 years ago, of a graduating class of band kids, and about 40 adults showed up. Just stories that are a testament to how impactful he was and how he continues, even after his passing, to resonate with what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Elements of execution and precision that Ron Jones not only brought to Del Oro, but brought to the West Coast many, many years ago are still alive today. A lot of the things we do at competitions and performances and festivals with band still echo a lot of Jones's sentiments toward just always being at your best, no matter what you do, always competing, always focusing on the little things. And because of that, I think because of that attitude, we have been remarkably successful in competition and festivals. The students, even though we're one of the smallest bands around, tend to rank in the top 25% of pretty much every competition we do. So we're really proud of all those legacies that we've carried over from the Jones era.
When I look back and think about one of the teachers that I had, and I had Ron Jones as a leadership teacher. And not only, I didn't have him in band, but he was so impactful on this campus and as a teacher. He not only taught us in that class of what a leader should be like, but how to lead and how a golden eagle should lead, and how he just incorporated all of that of saying, this is who we are and this is how you should be. And that was pretty amazing to kind of go through that experience with him. There was a couple other people that not only taught with him, but he was just more than that teacher. He was that coach, that mentor, that director. And Mr. Barker was one of those people that you're going to hear from that also had that connection with him, and that he mentored Mr. Barker.
I worked really closely with Mr. Jones from 1995 on until he retired, and even after, because he helped mentor me when I became activities director when he retired in 2001. And so he and I worked really closely together for years and years and years. Even after he retired, he loved this place so much. He would come in and he would check on the band program, he'd check on leadership, he'd come in and he'd talk with the principal and just kind of share his wisdom and thoughts on how to keep this place what it is. And so I feel so fortunate to have been mentored by Mr. Jones, because a lot of who I am, not only as an educator but a person, has come from the years that I spent with Mr. Jones.
Being new to Del Oro this year, I have had the chance to experience so much of the culture that makes this place so special. One name I keep hearing about a lot is Ron Jones, and I have been really curious myself to learn more about the impact that he had and what started his legacy here.
Our leadership program, which is a student-driven program, our Wings program, all of those things that are so a part of who Del Oro is, came from Mr. Jones. And I think a lot of times, we as staff and even a community and even students, we just take for granted that these things are Del Oro. But it took a lot of hard work, and it was Mr. Jones that was putting in that hard work and really setting that foundation for us so we could grow decades down the line. And so Mr. Jones unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago, but he still lives on here at Del Oro in who we are and our culture and the things that we take so much pride in.
You guys are doing hard work, and I'm just like, what can we do for a video? Yeah. Okay. Good. You're going.
Are you recording right now? All you have to do is hit record, and I'll mess up. I had the privilege. Sorry.